Hello friends, thank you so much for watching my video and special thanks to members for joining my channel and having special faith on me. So as a token of special thanks to you, this video will be released first for you. And of course, we'll be coming up with our Learn to Draw series of videos. पिछले 3 दिनों से लार्जली मैं कुछ वीडियो रिलीज नहीं कर पाया, बहुत सारा हैपनिंग्स थे. First, I had a marathon going on, live marathon, where we remain connected to students almost for 2 nights and 3 days, where we started on Wednesday 5:30 and we remain connected till the Federal Reserve via direct link or via WhatsApp. And then finally next day, full day, we had beautiful events, total 10, all in 9, and finally on the Friday with Bank of Japan interest rate, we had our 10th session. So 10th session pack, 3-day live marathon था. साथ में मेरे माँ जो हॉस्पिटल में has undergone surgery. There is not much to worry. She is a fighter. She is recovering gradually. So it was her release on Friday. So I was very, very busy throughout the week. So हम लोग connect नहीं हो पाए. दो बहुत बार मैं connect करना चाहा, but क्योंकि बहुत ही लग रहा था कि एक वीडियो करूं और बताओ देखो so much of things are happening. हम लोग जो discuss किए students के साथ in the live marathon, वही हम लोग देखे. Like in silver, it went up sharply with the inflation data. Then it went down with the Federal Reserve. And then again, with PPI inflation on Friday, jumped, and finally once again a comeback. So यही Thursday PPI के साथ एक drop down, Friday at the end of the week bounce back rally. So beautifully we were looking at the market. So but let's connect and let's see what it's telling us now. अभी क्या चल रहा है? और कुछ इवेंट्स भी, बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट इवेंट्स हुआ है ओवर द पास्ट. उसमें से एक है यूरोपियन पार्लियामेंट्री इलेक्शन, जिसमें काफी जो राइट विंग पार्टी मानते हैं, मतलब जो दोज हु आर अगेंस्ट जॉइंट यूरोपियन करेंसी, यूरोपियन यूनियन आइडियोलॉजी, बिकॉज द यूरोपियन यूनियन इट हैज बीन बिकम, लग रहा था कि पॉलिटिकल एक क्लास, एक सुपर क्लास बन चुका है, वो आम आदमी तक पहुंच नहीं रहा है. तो ऑब्वियसली जो नेशनलिस्टिक पार्टी जो है, राइट विंग बोलना पता नहीं, बट नेशनलिस्टिक, नेशनल लेवल्स को जो इम्पोर्टेंस दे rather than the whole Europe, this kind of parties are rising into the power, and it has forced the bad performance by the current party of France, by President Macron. President Macron का जो पार्टी है वो अच्छा नहीं किया, एंड प्रेसिडेंट मैक्रोन हैड टू कॉल, क्योंकि दूसरा ऑप्शन और भी खराब था, बिकॉज अदर्स जो उनके अगेंस्ट, मतलब अगेंस्ट जो पार्टी थे, वो वुड हैव कॉल्ड फॉर इलेक्शन. rather he moved very fast and called for an election, a very snap election. तो सडनली फ्रांस जो है वो इलेक्शन में जा रहा है. एक सडन रिस्क भी आ गया मार्केट में एडिशनल यूरोप को लेके. दिस इज कमिंग फॉर मोर फ्रॉम डोमेस्टिक पॉलिटिकल risk of specific European countries, and this is likely to rattle the European bond market as we progress ahead. So next is this is और एक जो happening था, okay, that another big happening was ये जो Saudi Arabia, which has been in contract with the United States, a very important contract. That is a contract that Saudi Arabia is going to exchange its goods largely in for dollar को लेके सऊदी अरेबिया all the उनका जो transaction है वही dollar based करेंगे. So which created a petrodollar system, and all the countries in the Middle East region, they also accepted the dollar. So the petrodollar became backbone of the finance system for the past 50 years almost. Now this contract technically ended, but no renewal has been done yet. It is definitely bad news for the dollar, not definitely immediate bad news for the dollar, but this is a long-term bad news for the dollar. And also, we should not be very cheerful. This will also trigger a more geopolitically disturbed time in the coming ahead of us, rather relative peaceful time that we had for the last Vietnam War, post-Vietnam War, the peace, and especially after the Cold War between the Soviet and the America, that ended. After that was a relatively peace era that could be coming to an end. So this is beautifully. So let's look at these two are major impact. Next week or last week, जो था, that is Federal Reserve interest rate decision. एक important कि while Bank of Japan kept interest rate unchanged and Federal Reserve also unchanged, Fed अपना forecast change कर दिया. In March meeting, it was forecasting 3 rate cuts for 2024, and currently they are expecting 1 rate cut. Now, last Friday after the Fed था Wednesday and Thursday हमारे time थोड़ा उनका press conference. But Friday data आया था PPI, US का PPI inflation. और PPI inflation negative आया and थोड़ा inflation data जो Fed से पहले था on Wednesday, that also came on the lower side. Let's look at last week's data. Let's make it previous week. ये जो inflation data, there was a drop in the inflation data month on month, no growth in prices finally. Core inflation decline, and Friday PPI month on month, we had a negative reading after a very, very long time. In this is, you can see this one, and this is quite a big negative reading. Though it is not uncommon, but these are also not very common. So negative reading at this stage is not just the reading, it's about when it's coming. This is coming when especially Fed is indicating कि उन्हें और confidence चाहिए inflation के लिए. Inflation के तरफ they need more and more confidence to cut rates. And जैसे जो मेरे learners हैं, you know why this particular interest rates are so important. So यहाँ पे जो inflation rate तो market को देखा जाए, so we'll take a look at the bond market. Since bond market related happenings हो रहे हैं, तो उसके साथ what we are able to see, there is a jump back towards the bonds. I was expecting maybe this will be a comeback once again towards interest rate, but whereas interest rates are steadily falling. And long-term charts देखा जाए तो भी interest rate after this rise has given a sell. Definitely it can decline, and if it breaks this area 4.25, then interest rates can decline and go for a drop. So why the interest rate is doing, while Fed said they are not going to cut rate more than once, interest rate is focusing on this falling inflation rate and definitely going down. तो इस मामले में हम लोग का जो बेहतर ट्रेड था, दैट वाज ट्रेजरी जो है, ट्रेजरी को लॉन्ग करना, मतलब इंटरेस्ट रेट नीचे जा रहा है, वी नीड टू गो लॉन्ग ऑन ट्रेड, लॉन्ग टर्म ट्रेजरी. सो लॉन्ग टर्म ट्रेजरी को हम लोग कुछ बॉन्ड के जरिए खरीद सकते हैं, दैट इज TLT, आई शेयर्स 20 ईयर प्लस ट्रेजरी बॉन्ड ETF. सो जैसे देखिए ये इंटरेस्ट रेट नीचे जा रहा था, ट्रेजरी बॉन्ड ETF हैज गॉन अप. And this kind of rise are not too small. It's from 88 to almost 94. So you're about to hit 10%. And और भी हो सकता है. Once this strong level is cleared, the TLT can go up further. One part is inflation, and other thing that I think what could be influencing the treasury move is the European election and European risk. And also that we are in a recessionary cycle. So कहीं ना कहीं जगह पे we are already in the first leg. Second leg is the crash. तो हम लोग gradually crash की तरफ जा रहे हैं. We are not there yet. हम लोग ये बहुत बार मैं बोल चुका हूँ. मुझे अपना cyclical sell signal I did not get yet. So I will wait, and the equity till that time still bullish. And ये interest rate जो नीचे जा रहा है, this is going to help the equities. इक्विटीज मतलब इंडेक्स एज अ जनरल, आप S&P सोचते हैं, स्टॉक सोच सकते हैं. इक्विटी एज एन एसेट क्लास, दिस इज लाइकली टू, वेरी मच लाइकली टू बेनिफिट, अनलेस the interest rates are falling because of some risk aversion. People are running away from risky assets towards bonds. Unless that is there, this interest rate drop in this treasury 30 year, this is a very, very good. So now we are going to take a look at कि obviously आने वाले week में कौन सा data important आ रहा है, which data and events are important. हम आने वाले week उतना important है नहीं, like the week we had. Currently जो most important data, let me make it 2 star. मंडे चाइना का कुछ डेटा आ रहा है, सो इसमें फोकस रहेगा, स्पेशली इंपॉर्टेंट फॉर बेस्ट मेटल. इसमें फोकस रहेगा कि हाउ चाइना इज डूइंग. चाइना का रिकवरी इज इंपॉर्टेंट एंड बेस मेटल के लिए हाउसिंग रिकवरी इज गोइंग टू बी इंपॉर्टेंट. This is a very important event for those who are trading Australian dollar. This is the Reserve Bank of Australia, June 18th. Not significant that much globally important, but retail sales will be a good guidance towards fueling the current move. If retail sales are down, that would be considered positive for interest rates going down, and bond prices will go up, and that is going to exert some positive pressure for equities. Then we'll come down to Wednesday, where GBP wale ke liye very important data, inflation data is coming up at 11:30. It is definitely is going to add volatility to GBP, pound-based pair like GBP INR for those who are hedgers. GBP USD, currently India mein currency speculative trading is not allowed. So you can, if you are hedger, then you can do. There is another event coming up, that is Bank of England interest rate decision. And this is Thursday. This is the Bank of England interest rate decision. Housing market in US, more importantly, that would not be that much. Indian PMI, उसके ऊपर focus रहेगा. इंडियन फ्लैश पीएमआई, मतलब अभी फाइनल रीडिंग से पहले एक फ्लैश रीडिंग एक्सपेक्टेड, और अभी तक का जो डेटा है उस बेसिस पे, बट फाइनल रीडिंग इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट देन द फ्लैश रीडिंग. No, I don't think any major noticeable significant data. Others are coming up. Obviously, we'll have our usual weekly natural gas inventory and crude oil inventory. These kind of data are obviously there, but no other too much of important data that are coming up next week. So main are for RBA, for Australian dollar के लिए, inflation rate GBP for GBP के लिए, pound के लिए, and Bank of England interest rate definitely important for pound के लिए. And market का focus Japan के inflation rate पे भी रहेगा, but obviously globally this will not be that important. तो लास्ट वीक का एक बार परफॉर्मेंस देखते हैं. MSCI स्टॉक इंडेक्स परफॉर्मेंस 1 वीक रिटर्न. Major stock indices 1 week return in actual US dollar term. Argentina is the stocks index that is firing. Taiwan में आप इन्वेस्ट कर सकते हैं with ETF. Taiwan is doing well. Taiwan मतलब semiconductor stocks. South Korea, the cryptos, this kind of a tech move लग रहा है. South Korea, Taiwan, US stocks are doing well, but not सारे stocks, Dow and जो Russell वो उतना अच्छा नहीं कर रहे हैं. Singapore. So whereas other markets, India, we are positive, so our stock market is good too in dollar terms, whereas Indonesia, Mexico, Peru, Japan, Germany. So European, some part of advanced Asia, some part of definite Asia, so developing economy, some part, and a lot of European economy has come under pressure, including now China is steadily facing downside move. Global equity indices above the 200 period moving average. Abhi bhi 80% of the global stock indices are above the 200 period moving average. So we can consider it's more of a bullish time still globally for the equities. If this starts falling below 60, then only we can have a general concern the overall sell off RI. But currently it is at a quite a high level, though it is steadily falling, but still remains at a quite an elevated level. Let's look at एक बार हम लोग ग्लोबल जियोपॉलिटिकल रिस्क इंडेक्स जनरली ये थोड़ा लैगिंग है, तो यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं कि थ्रेट्स and others remains possibly elevated compared to previous times before COVID. COVID के बाद geopolitical tensions much more elevated होते हुए दिख रहे हैं. साथ में यूनाइटेड स्टेट्स में भी इलेक्शन आ रहा है. So last time we had this kind of high reading all together. तीनों मिला के I'm not finding any data close by near term कि all the three averages are on the higher side. We had spikes on the threats, but geopolitical acts has been much higher right now, almost close to 2016 when there was Middle East trouble going on. And still with the Middle East trouble, Israel involved, Red Sea trouble, geopolitical risk remains quite elevated. We can look at directly at the Middle East. It is getting better, geopolitical risk with Israel, but still it is quite an elevated level. Not something seen in recent, at least 30, 40-year history. We have not seen this kind of high risk index. Last time, this was Saudi Arabia, utna high risk nahi, but Israel was this high, that was the 1990. The Gulf War ke time pe possibly we had this kind of tension. So geopolitical tension remains definitely on the higher side. What else is important when I take a look at जो maritime shipping के तरफ मैं देख रहा हूँ, clearly Suez Canal में अभी भी situation खराब ही है. Compared to historical standard, a lot less number of ships are passing through the canal now because of this geopolitical risk. This increases the cost and also chokes a very important transport channel for globally a very important transport channel. And China containers freight index is going up almost as high, is heading towards COVID peak. So it was almost कोविड के टाइम पे जितना सप्लाई चेन में प्राइस था, कोविड चेन फ्रेट बढ़ रहा था, दिस इज गेटिंग कॉम्प्लिकेटेड हियर. एंड ग्लोबल, इफ आई लुक एट द मेन फ्रेट कंटेनर फ्रेट इंडेक्स, कहां पे स्पेसिफिकली बढ़ रहा है? इज इट रिलेटेड टू चाइना और अ वेरी स्पेसिफिक रूट? The most is the China to the Mediterranean because Suez Canal is closed. And currently European demand could be going up in addition to that. So this channel is up. In addition to the China container to Europe service. So European inflation could become a new story if commodities, energy, and these prices are going up. So if natural gas prices going up, crude oil still not significantly going up, but natural gas going up, this can add to the inflation and keeps rate elevated individually. That individual, say Italy could face another one rate, Spain could face one rate, Germany could face one rate, and wo cheez European jo vulnerability hai, that only will get increased. if I remove everything and let's look at one by one in more detail. This is say China to Japan service. It's not growing up. A specific route there is a problem is happening. Look at all the Europe service, turn around. Red Sea going up where the trouble is. Mediterranean access route has become difficult. Some other areas, the Europe is definitely going up. Korea, no change. West Coast America, marginal. South Africa towards Africa, piracy increase के वजह से rates are going up. African services, South American services, whereas Australia, Asia services are not that much affected. So it is the European, partly American, not South, Latin American or African routes. These are getting affected by price move. And in this way, price is very likely to cross this high it made in February 2024. And this will definitely in the coming days will be a factor contributing to the inflation. So broadly थोड़ा बहुत हम लोग macro discuss किए. Now finally हम लोग क्या करेंगे? We'll take a look at different charts all together. Equity market तो देखिए अभी भी still in the first phase है, मतलब bullish है, but not all markets are bullish. Currently I'm short with EPV in the European markets, where I'm long on the American market. And American markets, maybe the S&P and Nasdaq, these two are firing up. Whereas Russell and Dow, these are not doing well at all. ये बिल्कुल ही अच्छे नहीं कर रहे. Whereas Nikkei, Asia developed, this is in a range, and Europe is significantly going down. And VIX जो है ये एक बेस फॉर्म कर चुका है. So थोड़ा केयरफुल रहना चाहिए VIX को देख के. If the volatility is going up, if the volatility starts going up, you want to start reduce your quantity towards the equity side, because the risk is going up in general. And that Nifty is very bullish, but still it is going to some extent affect Nifty and basically affect in a way जो stocks weaker है वो और भी नीचे जाएंगे, whereas main index remains floated by few strong stocks. So Russell, energy, crude oil is last comeback. It's not been strong enough for me to yet go for a buy. Next week opportunity may come. Natural gas was a strong up move के बाद we had a double top. So natural gas may, this is the weekly chart. If you see the daily chart, natural gas will look different if contract adjusted. We'll find some sort of a kind of a double top format. So crude oil will definitely remain a focus next week. If we can get a break opportunity, this is an up move. Uske baad we can see a down move back to the sell trend, or we can see an upward push. One false move can be upward push towards this resistance, and from that resistances clearly boom towards downside. So जो bullishness दिख रहा है, that's towards natural gas, heating oil, energy segment में तो definitely. Bonds देखते हैं, bond के price has gone up because of interest rate decline. We have seen those. Let's look at soft commodities. Cocoa, it's consolidating. Coffee consolidating. Rice is coming in sugar. Sugar में भी आप चाहो तो long कर सकते हो via exchange traded fund. Cotton is breaking lower in the, so ये cotton उतना strong नहीं लग रहे हैं. So metals में gold still consolidating, नीचे की तरफ break नहीं हुआ, और जैसे गोल्ड ब्रेक नहीं हुआ सिल्वर भी ब्रेक करते अटेम्प्ट में भी फाइनली एक दोजी बनाए. सो हमें वेट करना पड़ेगा फॉर द सिल्वर में कि क्या होता है, दोजी बना के बाउंस बैक या दिस इज इट. Now copper can next week say it has reached a very important area. वहां पे एक बेस फॉर्मेशन कर रहा है कॉपर में, हम लोग देख सकते हैं. लेट्स लुक एट आवर चार्ट. हम हमारे चार्ट में एक बार चले जा रहे हैं और कॉपर आप लोगों को दिखा रहे हैं. यू कैन सी इट, द कॉपर, it has reached a very important level. This is the empty line. Those who use the rainbow, you know, this is the empty line support. It has reached, so thoda bounce back ho sakta hai. After that, we may see a strong down move again. Currently, to some money, thoda money profit book karke baithna will not be such a bad idea. Overall, max stop has come down lower as well. साथ में zinc में it's more of a neutral state. If you can want to enter, we can. We could have last week, it's a full red candle, but ये white cross बाहर जाके warning दे रहा है कि be careful that this may not be a great price action to rely on. But we can remain short after the correction. But overall, it has once again, आप देखेंगे तो it reached the empty line, ये रहा empty line के आसपास, and then it started coming back. So overall, यहाँ पे sell trade का win probability is 39, whereas copper is better for us for selling, where the sell trade win probability was 64%. एल्यूमिनियम भी बहुत अच्छा है. एल्यूमिनियम स्टेडीली नीचे जा रहा है. लास्ट डे से ही हम लोग लास्ट टॉप से इसको ऑब्जर्व कर रहे हैं, एंड धीरे धीरे उसके साथ हम लोग भी शॉर्ट होते इसको फॉलो अप करते जा रहे हैं. एंड एल्यूमिनियम हैज बीन अ स्टेडी डाउनवर्ड मूवर. जहां पे रैदर करेक्शन देखने को मिल रहा है, रिसेंटली बहुत ही जिगजैग नेचर पे बिहेव कर रहा था, दैट इज सिल्वर. जो भी लेट कर रहा है एंट्री में, सिल्वर देखिए बाउंस बैक होके, दैट पर्सन इज ऑब्वियसली नॉट इन द मनी एनीमोर. बट ओवरऑल अभी भी बुलिश नहीं हुआ है. वी कैन सी बुलिश, लिटिल बिट ऑफ करेक्शन, सजेशन कि ग्रीन सॉक्स जैसे यहाँ पे आया था. So green stocks के जरिए मंडे एक आ सकता है exit. So you can go for Monday partial exit and wait. The sellers अभी भी भारी है. It's not a reversal, but this is against the main trend. This is the main trend line. इसीलिए buy trade win probability is still higher than the sell trade win probability. तो ये तो है कमोडिटी के पिक्चर. थोड़ा यूएस ऑयल यानी क्रूड ऑयल को देख लेते हैं. दिस इज द फर्स्ट बाय सिग्नल yesterday. दिस इज बाय सिग्नल फॉर क्रूड ऑयल. सो नेक्स्ट वीक ऑब्जर्व करना होगा. वंस इट स्टार्ट्स ब्रेकिंग अबाउट 79, that could be an opportunity to try out crude oil to test these key resistance 81.73 and 79.8. These are very strong area. Maybe crude will consolidate and finally break from this region, but ये बहुत ही strong resistances हैं. हम लोग थोड़ा इक्विटी मार्केट को देखेंगे फिर से इंटरनेशनल इंडिसेस में आप और इंडियन इंडिसेस का सिचुएशन. लेट मी हाइड द कैंडल ताकि क्लियर रहे पिक्चर. रेनबो जब इस्तेमाल कर रहे हैं नॉर्मल कैंडल मत रखिए. दिस इज S&P 500 स्टिल गोइंग अप only gradually. Nasdaq is better, going up. Nasdaq is much better. Russell और Dow जैसा मैंने बोला, these are weak. लॉन्ग शॉर्ट लुक्स बेटर कि मैं रसल में शॉर्ट रहूं और Nasdaq में लॉन्ग रहूं. दिस क्रिएट्स द बेस्ट रिलेटिव अपॉर्चुनिटी टू गेन द मैक्सिमम. रिलेटिव स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेडिंग, इसको रिलेटिव स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेडिंग बोलते हैं. निफ्टी 500 इज स्ट्रॉन्ग. सो निफ्टी 500 से निफ्टी 20 आप बाय कर लो, या निफ्टी जूनियर 20 और निफ्टी 20 का कॉम्बिनेशन. और साथ में आपको लेना चाहिए था YXI शॉर्ट. YXI शॉर्ट इज बेसिकली चाइना शॉर्ट. तो चाइना आप शॉर्ट करो, इंडिया आप बाय करो. सो दैट विल बी a relative strength trade which will give you maximize your gain. अगर आप, और जैसे मैं पसंद करता हूं बहुत बार इंडिसेस में इन्वेस्ट करना rather than stocks. So with even indices, this relative strength performance निकालना भी आसान है. So it is better that way. और इसके जरिए गेन भी इंक्रीज किया जा सकता। जहां पे मेजर वीकनेस है जिसके वजह से मैं यूरोप को शॉर्ट किया, इस देखिए इटली, व्हाट अ ब्रेक। सो ये तो सेल ऑफ चलेंगी, और भले ही बाउंस बैक आए, आई डोंट थिंक ये इटली 34,000 क्रॉस करने वाला। इटली इज बियरिश। इफ वी लुक एट स्पेन, there is a good reason I started shorting the euro. Clearly sell signal and others, और साथ में फंडामेंटल न्यूज सपोर्ट कर रहा है। लुक एट फ्रांस जो काफी टाइम से वीक, ये स्पेशल न्यूज का जरूरत नहीं था, पहले से ही रेनबो का सेल चल रहा, और अब तो मस्त सुपर्ब गेम। नेक्स्ट इज जर्मनी, which is the strongest of the economy. Once these levels starts clearing up these supports, then it is going to see much bigger decline, the European stocks. I don't think जो इक्विटी की तरफ रिस्क कंप्लीटली चला गया है, बट ये भी एक ट्रू है कि अपना जो मार्केट है दैट इज वेरी मच बुलिश। सो कुछ जो अपने मार्केट में दोज विच आर रियली स्ट्रॉन्ग स्टॉक्स, उसी में हम लोग रहना पसंद करेंगे। जैसा मैंने अपना एक लिस्ट बना देता हूं एवरी वीक, अभी तक का लिस्ट चल रहा है, वी आर नॉट रेडी येट, बट लास्ट वीक का कुछ ब्यूटीफुल हम लोग का जो एफओएमसी का लिस्ट, एसडी एफओएमसी मतलब अपना लाइव सेशन का जो लिस्ट हम लोग बनाए थे, उसमें से किम प्लास्ट ने तो ब्लास्ट कर दिया। टिमकेन सुपर अभी भी रुका नहीं, देखिए क्रॉसओवर आ रहा है, ये शायद स्टार्टिंग है। एंड्योरेंस ये तो फिर भी ठीक है, थोड़ा मैच्योर हो सकता है, दिस हैज बीन गोइंग ऑन, बट टिमकेन कुड बी स्टार्टिंग अप। दिस इज प्रेस्टीज, अ न्यू बिगिनिंग। Godfrey Phillips, a new comeback with a buy signal. What about, say, KEI? KEI is, we'll have to be little careful. Buy support, sell resistance का warning आ रहा है, मतलब थोड़ा you can face some resistance and go in the middle this way. One बढ़िया था, that is fact. FACT, it is a comeback story. It will take some time, but it is a comeback story, especially in the weekly chart. And for a long term, this gain could be like 271 to just 850 हुआ, from maybe 722 it can go to 2400. Who knows? I don't know. But it is showing me a buy signals, and why not? Why not? I'll try. The only thing I know is my stop loss. My beautiful stop losses is 700. चलो मेरा थोड़ा बड़ा stop है. We are beginning, and then we will continue to add up. So facts looks pretty good. मैस्डॉक लिस्ट में था, व्हाट अ कमबैक, 14% के साथ कमबैक हुआ। तो यही मेरा एडवाइस रहेगा। इक्विटी अभी भी बुलिश है, ऐसा नहीं कि बुलिश नहीं है, बट देयर आर पॉकेट्स विच आर बुलिश, and there are pockets, enough number of pockets which actually quite large now, that there are bearish, like Germany we saw France. These are weekly chart, we are getting sell signal. So the equity के लिए it's not fully कि bearishness जो है खत्म हो चुका है, ऐसा नहीं। If we look at the VIX, which is the volatility index, ये थोड़ा बेस फॉर्मेशन का सेंस दिखा है, and when VIX is rising, it can rise very quickly, and that would be quite bearish for overall the health of the equities. Thank you so much friends for watching this video. All the best from my side. मैं थोड़ा ज्यादा और भी डिस्कस कर सकता था, बट दिस डिस्कशन का एंड नहीं है, कहीं ना कहीं पे तो स्टॉप करना ही होगा। आई होप आप लोगों का ट्रेड अच्छा रहे। जो हमारे लर्नर्स हैं, आई होप यू आर डूइंग वेल, यू आर यूजिंग ऑल द लर्निंग जो आप लोगों को मिला है, you are trying to apply them. All the best from my side. And as always, happy trading.